Hey, welcome back to MA English Cafe, where English is fun, real, and way more interesting than your grammar book.
Today, we're talking about something we all have, even if it's a total mess.
Yep, your daily routine. And trust me, mine is chaos with a cup of coffee.
And mine is peaceful, then suddenly chaotic by 9 a.m. Stick around. You're going to hear about spilled coffee, gym fails, and how I basically live on toast. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you're into real conversations in English. It helps us a lot, and we drop episodes every week.
So, Jenny, let's start at the very beginning of the day. Are you an early bird who jumps out of bed with the sunrise, or more of a night owl who slowly emerges when the rest of the world is already bustling? I'm definitely an early bird, almost painfully so. My alarm usually goes off around 5:30 a.m., even on weekends, which I know sounds absolutely brutal to some people. I try to get up before the sun just to have that quiet time to myself.
5:30 a.m., Leo, you are a true early bird. I, on the other hand, am very much a night owl trying to be an early bird, which usually results in a very groggy morning. My alarm is usually set for 7 a.m., but hitting snooze a few times is definitely part of my routine. I need that extra 15 or 20 minutes to mentally prepare myself for the day ahead. Waking up slowly with a hot cup of tea is my ideal start, but reality often involves a mad dash.
The snooze button is a powerful temptress, I know. Once I'm actually out of bed, the first thing I do is head straight for the kitchen to make coffee. A strong black coffee is non-negotiable for me to really kickstart my brain. While it's brewing, I usually check my phone briefly, just to glance at headlines and clear any urgent emails that came in overnight. I try not to get sucked into social media right away, because that's a quick way to lose half an hour before the day even properly begins. After that, it's straight into a quick workout, usually just 30 minutes of bodyweight exercises or a brisk walk if the weather's good. It really helps to energize me and clear my head before I sit down to work.
Oh, coffee is essential for me too, but I usually go for a big mug of herbal tea first, then coffee later. My morning routine is a bit more chaotic, especially on weekdays. After I finally drag myself out of bed, the first mission is often finding something decent to wear, a task that can sometimes take longer than it should. Then it's a quick splash of cold water on the face to truly wake up, and then I'm usually rushing to make a quick breakfast. My go-to is usually a bowl of yogurt with some granola and fruit. It's fast, easy, and gives me enough energy to get going. The biggest challenge is always trying to leave the house on time without forgetting anything important. There's usually a last-minute scramble for keys, wallet, or phone. It's a miracle I make it out the door some days.
A last-minute scramble, I know that feeling. Even as an early riser, there are days when things just don't go according to plan. Maybe I overslept slightly, or I can't find my car keys, and suddenly my perfectly planned morning routine is thrown into chaos. It's those days that really make you appreciate the smooth ones. And it's those little details, like the frantic search for keys, that truly make up our daily lives. My goal is always to minimize that kind of morning mayhem, but sometimes chaos just finds you.
So once we finally navigated the morning chaos, or for Leo, enjoyed his peaceful early start, what does the bulk of your workday look like? Are you someone who sticks rigidly to a schedule, or do you prefer to tackle tasks as they come? For me, my workday is a mix. I start by checking my emails and prioritizing tasks, making a to-do list for the day. I find that really helps me stay organized. I often have meetings in the morning, which means a lot of discussion and collaboration.
I'm definitely a planner, Jenny, but with flexibility. My day usually involves a block of focused work in the morning, usually tackling the most important tasks that require deep concentration. I try to avoid meetings during this time if possible. Then I'll typically break for lunch around 1 p.m. I try to make sure I step away from my desk, even if it's just to eat in a different room or take a short walk outside. It's a good way to reset. Afternoons are usually more about collaborative work, follow-ups, and planning for the next day. I find my energy dips a bit in the afternoon, so I save tasks that require less intense focus for then.
That's smart. My afternoons are also a bit less intense. After lunch, which for me is often a quick sandwich or leftovers, I usually focus on more administrative tasks or less demanding projects. I find I need a little pick-me-up around 3 p.m., which is usually another cup of herbal tea or maybe a piece of fruit. I try to avoid snacking too much, but sometimes the afternoon slump is real. How do you keep your energy up throughout the day? Do you take any breaks or have any specific routines to stay productive?
Besides that essential morning coffee, I make sure to take short breaks every couple of hours. Sometimes it's just getting up to stretch or refilling my water bottle. Other times, if I'm really feeling a mental block, I'll step outside for 5 minutes just to get some fresh air. It's amazing how much a quick change of scenery can help. I also try to block out time in my calendar for specific tasks, so I'm not constantly jumping between different projects. This helps me maintain focus and avoid feeling overwhelmed. And speaking of staying engaged, a quick reminder for everyone, if you're enjoying this peek into our daily lives, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us bring you more great content to boost your English.
Those short breaks are so important. I often forget to take them, and then I find myself staring blankly at the screen. So once the workday winds down, how do you transition from work mode to relaxation mode? Do you have a specific evening routine that helps you disconnect? For me, after finishing work, the first thing I usually do is change out of my work clothes. That physical act helps me switch gears. Then I might do something relaxing, like reading a book for a bit or listening to a podcast. Yes, even more podcasts. After that, it's usually time to think about dinner.
Disconnecting is crucial, and changing clothes is a great tip. My evening routine starts by tidying my workspace, putting away any papers or closing tabs on my computer that aren't necessary. It helps to mentally close the workday. Then I'll usually head to the kitchen to prepare dinner. I actually enjoy cooking, so it's a relaxing activity for me. After dinner, my evenings are pretty low-key. I might watch a documentary, read, or catch up with friends or family. I try to avoid intense screen time right before bed, so I'll usually put my phone away about an hour before I plan to sleep. It really helps me wind down and get better quality sleep. I find that without a clear evening routine, it's easy for work thoughts to linger, making it harder to truly relax.
That's a very disciplined evening routine, Leo. I admire that you put your phone away. My evenings are a bit more flexible. While I love a quiet night in, I also enjoy socializing. Some evenings might involve meeting friends for a casual dinner or catching a movie. I find that connecting with people is a really important part of my daily routine, even if it doesn't happen every single night. It breaks up the week and adds a different kind of energy. How important is socializing in your routine?
Socializing is definitely important, though for me it might be less frequent during the week. I often save my main social activities for the evenings on Thursdays or Fridays, or for the weekends to really make them feel like a break from the work week. During the week, my self-care routine is more about quiet reflection. I might do some light stretching or just sit quietly for 10 to 15 minutes, listening to calming music. It's about recharging my mental batteries. And what about weekends, Jenny? Do your routines change drastically, or do you keep some elements consistent?
Weekends are definitely a different beast. While some elements stay, like my morning tea ritual, the pace is much slower. I love having more time for hobbies like painting or going for longer walks in nature. Saturday mornings often involve a trip to the local market for fresh produce. And Sundays are usually reserved for family time or catching up on personal errands. It's about hitting that reset button before the next week begins. Do you have a weekend reset routine, Leo, or is it more spontaneous?
My weekends are definitely a reset, but also about embracing spontaneity more than weekdays. Saturdays often involve longer workouts or outdoor activities like hiking or cycling. I also try to dedicate some time to learning something new. Maybe reading a nonfiction book or watching a documentary on a topic I'm curious about. Sundays are generally more relaxed, often involving cooking a larger meal, spending time with family, or simply enjoying some quiet time at home. It's a mix of active pursuits and pure relaxation. I find having a good weekend routine helps me start the new week feeling refreshed and ready to go.
It sounds like we both have routines that balance productivity with personal well-being. It's fascinating how similar yet different our days can be. It just goes to show that there's no single right way to structure your day, as long as it works for you. We hope sharing our daily routines has given you some fun insights and boosted your English understanding.
Absolutely. It's been great to talk through this. We hope you picked up some useful vocabulary and phrases for describing your own day. Remember, every little bit of listening and speaking practice helps you on your English journey. Don't forget to let us know in the comments below, what's one unique part of your daily routine? Are you an early bird, a night owl, or something in between? We love hearing your stories.
And if you enjoyed this episode, give us a big thumbs up by hitting the like button, and definitely subscribe to MA English Cafe for more engaging conversations and English practice. Share this video with a friend who might also enjoy learning English with us. We'll be back soon with another exciting topic. Until then, keep practicing your English and have a wonderful day.